Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Learning Celebration Assembly. I'm Mr. Woolcock. It's Friday, it's 2:30, so let's get going. Now, this is the last one before half term, which means that we've all done a half term now of remote online learning. And let me just say, on behalf of all of us at Penpol School, we are so proud of how you've all been coping with this big change. Your learning has been amazing, you've been sharing and communicating and engaging, and it's never going to be like being in school in person, but we're all together making this work, and it's lovely to see how engaged you all are, your families, your parents, and it's a really great thing to see. So I think it's safe to say we're making the best of a very unusual situation right now. So let's have a look at some of the learning that we've done on Showbie this week and take a moment to celebrate some of the excellent stuff that's been sent in. Before I do that, I just want to try and show you something that I've been playing with, or learning about, I should say, this week. So on my desk here is what's called a micro drone, and I've been learning a little bit about how to code that micro drone. This is probably going to crash and knock over my Lego or hit the camera or hit me in the face, but let's just give it a little try and see if I can make it fly just next to me here for a second. Fingers crossed. You know what, that was pretty good. Crash landing, but it survived, so that's all good news. Okay, that's enough of me being silly with my little drone for now. Hopefully you'll see some more of that soon, perhaps even in school, who knows. But let's have a look now at some of the wonderful learning that you have all been sharing on Showbie this week. As always, we'll start with Year 3, and let's have a swipe through some of the learning now on our iPad, and we'll see what they've been up to in Class 7 and Class 8. So first up, we've got some work from Felix. Now, they've been looking at shapes recently, 2D and 3D. They've been making nets of shapes and building them out of paper and card, but the children have been encouraged to find shapes around the house and to create their own 2D and 3D shapes. So Felix here has made some really great 6, 7 and 8-sided shapes. Have a look and see if you can recognise which is which on that picture. Lovely bit of learning there, Felix. It looks like perhaps cocktail sticks and blue tack, the perfect things to use for that, I would say. Ada has been making some 3D shapes, and if I zoom in a bit, you can see we've got a cube, we've got a square-based pyramid, a triangular prism, and a tetrahedron at the end there as well. Really nice with all the drawings and the colourful models there as well, Ada. That is a great page full of really interesting information all about shapes. Violet has been doing some great maths this week, and she's been working really hard. We've been looking at horizontal, vertical, and symmetry. So Violet has been doing some great learning here, and she's been looking at what shapes have got symmetry and where those lines of symmetry might be. So well done, Violet, for taking part in this, and well done for getting some great answers on your learning. Now, last week we had a look at Year 3 about features human and natural of the United Kingdom. And that learning has continued across other countries as well this week. So here we've got Ollie, and Ollie has researched 3 different countries in Europe. We've got Spain, France, and Greece. And these are all places that Ollie has been lucky enough to travel to himself. So I really like the way he's got these plotted on a map here. That's the kind of thing that I would probably do, Ollie, myself as well. I like a good map. And I think it's great that you're able to see whereabouts in the world you've travelled to so far. And who knows, in years to come, perhaps even more countries will take part on that map as well as you get to explore more parts of the world. I really like the sound of your mini-golf in Greece as well. That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, last week we had a map of the UK made of sand. This week we've got a world map made of Play-Doh from Sabina. The detail on this is really wonderful, and if you look you can see all of our countries, the continents, every landmass there on the world is represented through orange Play-Doh. That's really great, Sabina. I bet that took you a lot of time and a lot of patience to get that right, didn't it? Brilliant. Okay, Harry has been looking at the UK. We can see here he's drawn the various counties of the UK, but what he's done, which is really clever, is he's taken different capital cities and places and represented them with little Lego models. So down here, look, we've got a lovely Cornish beach with the water and the sand. We've got a Welsh dragon on the side over here. Look at all this open-top bus there, I think. Some trees in the forests. Really, really great, that, actually. And again, it's bringing that learning to life in a 3D way around what you've done on the paper. Great stuff, Harry. Well done, you. Okay, Caitlin has been looking at the United Kingdom as well, and Caitlin's been working really, really hard and engaging on the class discussion, and it's lovely to see her online every day talking to the teachers and chatting to her friends. And Caitlin's been looking at the 4 different parts of the United Kingdom and the capital cities and whereabouts they're located. Oh, and we've also got the different seas there, so the North Sea, Irish Sea, English Channel. Great bit of research there, Caitlin. Well done, you. Okay, Ivy has been looking at America. So we've got the US flag in the corner, and then some interesting facts about America. I would suggest you have a look at this on the Penpol Times. I'll upload it when the assembly's finished, and you can read all of the information that Ivy's written in more detail, but we don't really have time for it now, so I'm afraid, Ivy, I'm going to swipe on, but definitely go on the Penpol Times and check this out. It's really interesting what she's found. Okay, Penny has written some writing about the rainforest, and it's a persuasive piece of writing. Would you like your children to live in a town with no trees? Can we please stop chopping the trees down? We need to stop people from cutting the trees because animals are losing their homes and food. Also, the trees provide oxygen to help us live. In return, we chop them down. It really, really makes you think, this piece of writing, Penny. You've done a really, really good job. Again, it'll be on the Penpol Times, so you can all read it properly. But really, it really does make you think about the trees give us so much, and in return, we just chop them down. Really, really impressive, Penny. Well done, you. Okay, Evie has made a wonderful piece of art here. Just going to zoom in. Lovely colours, patterns, stripes, lots of symmetry in that as well, like you looked at in maths. And Lily has also done a piece of art as well. Really lovely colours, lovely style. I believe this is inspired by an artist called Mondarin, but I may be slightly wrong on that, so perhaps don't listen to what I'm saying. Look at the picture instead, because it's beautiful, Lily. You've done a great job. I'm sure Lily will correct me afterwards if I got that wrong. Okay, and I think lastly in Year 3 you've got Amelie and her sister. They had their own French day. Now, I don't know if Mr. Emery has seen this, but I'm hoping he's watching the assembly. So if you are Mr. Emery, hello. But have a look at this wonderful French day with all of their croissants and pain au chocolat. And I would imagine that perhaps the girls were talking about things in French as well when they were asking to have this food, because the description on Showbie very much suggests that it was a proper French day for the whole family. So well done, girls. That's absolutely lovely to see at home. On to Year 4. So in Year 4 they've been doing a lot of really great writing this week, based on the theme of being under the sea. Again, I'm not going to read all of these as much as I would love to, because there isn't time on the assembly, but I would strongly encourage you to go on the Penpol Times and read them yourself, because they are really, really brilliant. I'll read a little bit of what Chloe's written here. My mum and dad woke me up in the middle of the night, and took me and my brother into the car. We didn't know where we were at the time, but then we remembered. We were going on holiday to Spain. I asked my dad if he had bought the snorkel masks, and he said yes, they're in the boot. I wonder where that story goes. Bearing in mind the theme is under the water, I would imagine that the snorkelling plays a really big part of that, so definitely go and check it out. Okay, Ben has done a really great descriptive paragraph. I'll read it to you now. As I dive deeper, I see the greeny blue seaweed in front of me. Tiny, silent silver fish swim around. Small bubbles twist up from my snorkel. Green creatures have long arms, billowing into the rippling water. A jewelled, velvet pink starfish lies on the seabed. I bet listening to that you've got a really clear picture in your mind of exactly that scene that Ben has painted for you. He's used some really powerful words in there to get that feeling of being under the water and all of those creatures. And I love the idea of this green creature with long arms billowing into the rippling water. That's really, really mysterious, Ben. Love it. Okay, Morgan. He has done another piece of writing about deep sea diving. Again, I'll read the first little bit to you. It's all on the Penpol Times. Morgan goes, as I dived into the wilderness of the waves, all became peaceful and calm. The cuttlefish were gliding in and out of the rocky surfaces. Crabs were hiding in the depths of every crevice. Again, it paints a really lovely picture of what that scene would have been like to experience. Really like that, Morgan. Well done. Okay, and Emily has got a paragraph for us as well. I'll read a little part of it for you. The water comforted the sea creatures with yellowy-green hues. The coral sways like there's a gentle breeze. The spiky sea urchin sits still while the ocean breezes by. Really descriptive, that, isn't it? And really does conjure that picture of being underwater. Okay, Senan has done some research on the white rhino. Last week we talked about animals that Year 4s were looking at that perhaps were endangered and needed some support to keep them safe. And I think continuing on from that, Senan has made this really lovely poster about the white rhino. It's eye-catching and colourful, really interesting facts on there, and this great picture of the white rhino at the top. I would encourage you to go and read all of this in the Penpol Times. You will learn a lot about it, I promise. And Senan, that's really amazing. Well done for sharing that, and thank you. Okay, Katie has done another poster about researching animals which are endangered, and she's been looking at the great panda. We'll have a little look around. There are facts on the ears, on the arms, on the feet, on his belly. Pretty much anywhere you'd find a fact is there. And Katie, that's a really lovely piece of learning, a great picture. And again, go on the Penpol Times and have a look at this. I'm going to keep saying that a lot because all of this learning, it's too good to just flick past in 20 seconds. You need to take time to appreciate it. And Katie, you've put a lot of work into that, I can tell, so well done. Okay, Tyler has been working super hard this week on his maths. He's been doing loads of independent maths, and this is his times table grid he's been working on. Really great, Tyler. I can see how hard you focused on this, and you've put some great learning here as well. We've been looking at the 10 times table, and we've been looking at cubes, and how we can use those cubes to represent the times tables. So you've got 4 columns here, you've got 4 times 10, and that is 40. Really great stuff, and well done for being so engaged and so focused on this, Tyler. Thank you. Okay, last week I showed you some river models that Year 4 had made. There are a few more to show you today. First up we have Agnes, and Agnes has made this lovely 3D model. We've got the mountains and the water coming down through the waterfalls, meanders along until it gets to the river mouth and into the sea. Agnes, I bet that took you a long time. It really is lovely. Well done. We've got Hannah's one as well, and if I zoom in, Hannah's put some actual plants on there, perhaps some fern leaves at the top. And again, you can see this waterfall coming down, shown through the cotton wool and that lovely dark blue, all the way down to the river mouth by the sea. And there is one more that I want to show you, but it's a video. So in a second I'll show you, but this was made by Remy. Last week, Remy shared some pictures of his work in progress. He was chopping wood, gluing things together. It looked like it was a big model he was making. And I'm delighted that he shared a video of what he's actually made, because Remy, it's quite honestly outstanding. It's amazing. I really don't know what you're going to do with this afterwards, because it's huge, but I'm really hoping he'll come into school at some point so we can all enjoy it in person. So this is Remy's river model. Okay, Remy, that was absolutely fantastic. I hope you all enjoyed having a look at that river model that Remy has made. And Remy, I'd love to know how long it took you, because I can tell you've put so much effort into that. Okay, let's jump straight ahead to Year 5. So in Year 5 this week, we have been continuing what they were doing last week with their outdoor learning. They had a Google Meet call last week with an outdoor specialist, and they were learning about bug houses and making bread and all sorts of outdoor activities that you could do to survive. One of those things was looking at butterflies and butterfly houses. So Edie has taken it upon herself to draw the life cycle of a butterfly, starting out at the egg, becoming a caterpillar, a chrysalis, an adult, the emerges in the chrysalis, and then a beautiful butterfly emerges. Really great to see that, and lovely diagrams there, Edie. Well done, and thank you for sharing. Tom has done a close-up of a butterfly. Beautiful patterns and colours on there. It looks like a very exotic butterfly. I'd love to know what type it is, Tom, if you know. And again, we've labelled here the antenna, the eyes, the wings, all the details that we need for our butterfly. Solomon has found a caterpillar in his garden. This is the picture that he found online that's the same as the caterpillar he found. And he's researched what that caterpillar becomes, and it becomes a yellow-tailed moth. So really great that he's found this outside in nature, wanted to learn a bit more about it, and thought, what is this? And he's taken it upon himself to go and research it and then share it with us on Showbie. Solomon, I really enjoyed reading this. Thank you so much for taking the time to share it with us. And for the butterfly theme, Alex has made a butterfly feeder to put up in the garden. So I can imagine this maybe hanging from a tree or something outside, and then the butterflies can come and land on here and can get food from the bottle tops that she's put in the middle. A really, really great way of encouraging wildlife back into your gardens around you. Okay, Oscar has been looking at other animals that you find locally, and these are mason bees. If I zoom in a little bit, we've got a diagram of the bee in the middle, and then Oscar has found some facts about the bees that he's found in his garden. I'll let you have a read this on the Penpol Times, because again, there are some really good things that you're going to want to learn about mason bees. Oscar, brilliant, and thank you for sharing. The other Oscar in Year 5 has made this beautiful picture of a hedgehog that he's found in his garden. It looks like a very handsome hedgehog to me, and the colours really do represent the nature and the outdoor world, don't they? They're really accurate with the leaves and the hedgehog itself. Oscar, that's a really nice picture. It made me smile when I saw that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Ruben has taken some paint and he has drawn the rabbit that he has seen outside in nature. Again, a really nice detailed drawing here, Ruben. Painting? A nice detailed painting here, Ruben. And you've captured the spirit of that rabbit really, really nicely. Okay, and rounding off Year 5 this week, we have got Tess, and Tess has been doing some of her Internet Legends learning, and she's been looking at being internet kind this week. She's recreated the poster herself, and she's taken time to think about what it means to be kind online. If you haven't had a look yet, do check out the Internet Legends assignments in the computing folder on Showbie. They're not things that you have to necessarily send back to me, but they are things which are great to discuss with your family, because they're all activities designed to be done verbally at home, to make you think a little bit more about how we can stay safe online. Oh no, there's more from Year 5, I apologise. Okay, Lydia has written about Poseidon and pollution, which is a really interesting topic. I'm not going to read all of this now, but I, again, will suggest you look online, the Penpol Times, it will be there. And this is a really great piece of writing about Poseidon's reaction to pollution in the oceans. Finton has done a piece of writing here, Cosmo and the Camadon, and the lovely thing is his sister has illustrated it for him, which I think is absolutely so, so sweet. So as you read along, there are these beautiful illustrations that fit with every paragraph that he's written. Do go and check that out. Well done, Finton. And well done, Bella, as well. And Finton's also made a self-portrait this week, which I absolutely loved and wanted to share. I know it's two things from one person, but how could you not want to share this? Really lovely self-portrait. I must admit, when I first opened it, I thought that looks a bit like a Dalek. But then I realised that no, it's actually a self-portrait, and it really, really is lovely, Finton. So well done. You've put a lot of time and effort into your learning this week, and it really does show, so thank you for that. Let's have a look at Year 6 and see what they've been doing on Showbie this week. So first up, we've got some maths here from Grace, and Grace has been looking at comparing number sentences, greater than, less than, and going through number machines to multiply by different factors as well. Really great learning here, Grace. You've put a lot of time into that and a lot of thought, you can tell, and you've done a great job there, so well done. Alex has made some art based on things that he's found on the beach. So you've got some shells, you've got some sand, we've got lots of lovely colours going on that remind you of the sea, and it makes this lovely kind of underwatery picture. Alex, I really like that. It's got a really nice kind of atmosphere to it. It makes you feel like you're really there. So well done, and thank you for sharing that. Now, they've also been reading a book called Kensuke's Kingdom, and this week one of their challenges was to draw a portrait of Kensuke, who's one of the characters in the book. So Ollie here has done a portrait of him, and he's explained what made him think that's what the character would look like. So what was his appearance, what was his character, what was his behaviour as described in the book. We've also got Fifi, and Fifi has again drawn Kensuke, and she's done that based on what she's read. So Kensuke was a scrawny old man, not much taller than Michael himself. He was skinny, almost starved looking. He had a wispy white beard, the same as his hair. And she's used that to create this character, and I think he does look like he's got that wispy beard, doesn't he, and a scrawny old man. Amber has taken it a little bit further by drawing it with colour on her iPad, and we've got this really, really lovely portrait here of this character. He does look like you can actually imagine him being in a book, Amber. It really is lovely. You've put in a lot of work here, so well done, and thank you for sharing. Caleb has drawn the character as well, and this time the character is in the forest, and it looks to be perhaps holding a knife. But looking at all the scary eyes in the background, I wonder if perhaps he's got the knife to defend himself? I don't know, I've not read the book, but perhaps Caleb, you can let me know on Showbie why he's holding the knife, because I'm quite curious. Now, the last thing I want to show you this week is Year 6s, and they've been doing some artwork based on the artist John Dyer. Really lovely coastal scenes, outdoor scenes, and his work is famous for its bright colours and its bold style. So Joe here has made this lovely scene, lots of flowers in the foreground, looking out across to the sky. Oscar has done one in the style of John Dyer based on St Michael's Mount. So you've got the sun in the background, the mount on the hill there, the Giant's Causeway, and these lovely bold flowers in the foreground to give the picture even more interest. Harry has done one here, and again we've got the beach and the coastal themes. We've got the buildings in the background, and you'll notice those bold, vibrant colours really make this picture pop and come alive. And Maisie finally has done this beautiful painting on her sketchbook. I absolutely love this, it's very delicate and detailed, and again it's those strong, rich colours that John Dyer was known for. Maisie, that really is great. Well done, and thank you for sharing, all of you. Okay, last week I set you the challenge to invent a chair. Now, at first that doesn't perhaps sound so interesting, but when you actually think, well, I can make anything I want here, suddenly the creative juices start flowing and your imagination comes alive. And I was so thrilled to see people sending in their chairs. They are absolutely amazing, and I could never have imagined these sort of things. So I want to take a moment just to run you through some of the ones that were sent in, and I'm going to point out a couple of the features that I like in each one. So let's have a quick look at Ada's chair first of all. Ada has made a chair with some soft, foamy bricks, but there is a door to a pizza oven inside. Now, the pizza oven isn't necessarily there for pizza, it's there to keep you warm, which I think is absolutely lovely. There's a sweet machine on the side, a drinks holder, and what looks like rocket boosters at the bottom. Very exciting chair, Ada, that looks really comfy. Ruben has made one called the Self-Sufficient Chair, first generation, and some of the features in here include a Teasmade, a monitor for his computer, a solar panel to power the chair and all the things on the chair, a tower PC, and there's a cat there at the back. Maybe with Ruben I was expecting to see a cat in there, so I'm delighted that it is, thank you Ruben. And some jet engines on there as well. So that is the first generation self-sufficient chair, and I'm excited to see what the second one brings, perhaps next year. Okay, Ben has made a chair for very hot days, and it has a parasol to keep the sun off, a fan to keep you cool, and a robot to spray you if you get too hot. Look at that little model of the chair there. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you again, Ben, for sharing that. Dylan has made a chair specially for me, which is really sweet. So I guess he's been trying to think of what I would like on a chair. And the very first thing is my name on the top, so no one steals my chair. Now, quite often in school, chairs do go missing a little bit, and you find them in a nearby classroom, so I think that is a great idea. We've got a pen holder on there, we've got the Penpol logo, nice comfy cushion, and a Lego holder for when I get bored. Not that I'd ever get bored teaching you, but I guess perhaps at break times I could play with Lego on the arm of my chair. What more could I want? Thank you, Dylan. Lily has made a glow-in-the-dark chair. Coffee holder, fluffy cloud-shaped comfy pillows, and little stars that glow. I really like that. That would be a great chair to sit on in the evenings as well, wouldn't it? Because you can all glowing around you. Now, Oliver here has done an incredibly detailed diagram. We've got a lot of things here, including a puppy on a hoverboard. We've got a Nerf gun for getting people out of the way. We've got diamond-encrusted arms, we've got a hologram on there, a book holder, dog biscuit machine. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff on there, Oliver. Have a look on the Penpol Times, I'll put it on there so you can look at all the detail. But that is an incredible chair, I would very much like that. I probably couldn't afford that, but I'd very much like that. Abby has actually made her dream chair, and it is a unicorn, so a really great effort there, Abby. I can imagine that that's exactly what you'd like in the dream chair. Soft and fluffy, and a unicorn perhaps to take you around where you want to go. Matthias has made a rocket chair in his garden out of chalk. How good is this? You can see the rocket boosters underneath, and I wonder if that would perhaps take him up into space to explore somewhere exciting. Jade has made this lovely carriage car. Okay, floating seat swing. It takes you wherever you want and gives you anything you ask for. So you can get whatever you want from Jade's chair. I really love that. Erin here has made a chair, and it's like a sofa, but one seat on the right will have a door, and there'll be a fairy seat or a teddy seat on the other side. There'll be a candle holder, a drink holder, maybe a telly, and I think this is really, really lovely, Erin. Thank you. Okay, Corey here has made a chair with a water fountain in the top when you get thirsty, fluffy pillows, a table on the side. We've got crystal underneath it, and we've got some wheels to help it move around as well. Really like that, very imaginative, Corey. And Miles has again done a hugely detailed drawing here. Really, really great chair, including a pet octopus, obviously. We've got light switches, a TV, pillow, a wallet holder, a massage machine, a chalkboard, a keyboard, a board game, a speaker. Everything is in that chair. It looks perfect, Miles. Well done you. And Eva has done a diagram here. Look at this for a chair. So you've got buttons to control it, a massager for your shoulders, a reading lamp. It flips and turns into a bed. It's got like caterpillar tracks to move around places. And then we've got a box in the middle for all the coding and electronic stuff, I guess, to make it work. I particularly like the pot plants on the back. I am blown away by your creativity, Penpol. Those chair ideas are absolutely phenomenal. I could never have imagined something quite as creative as that when I set the challenge. So thank you for sharing those. It's been lovely to see, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing what other people have created and imagined as well. Now, I will leave you this week with one more challenge. You've got half term next week, so you've got a bit longer to do this one. You've got 2 weeks. But your challenge is to make something out of a piece of paper. And more specifically, your challenge is to make origami. Now, you may know what origami is, or you may not be sure. So your first job is to research origami on the internet, or perhaps ask someone in your family. Now, you might think, oh, I can make a paper plane. And yeah, you can make a paper plane if you want to, but I think origami can be even more exciting than that. I would love to see swans and doves and cranes and boats and all sorts of really fascinating things. So do have a look at origami. A piece of paper, any colour, you can decorate it, but it needs to be folded into something interesting. Get a photo of it, send it back to me on Showbie using the class code that's up there. You may be joined already, but if you're not, you can use that code to join the group. And you've got 2 weeks from today to send in your origami artwork. And you've got 2 weeks from today to send in your origami for me. Well, that's it. That's all we've got time for today. I hope you've had a really nice week, and I hope you have a lovely half term next week. We're not going to be setting challenges during half term, but don't forget, if you did want to get involved and do something, our home learning grids are all on the Penpol School website. So if you did feel a little bit bored any time, you can hop onto there and find some fun activities to do. We will see you all on Monday the 1st of June, back on Showbie with some more exciting activities for you. So until then, have a lovely half term, and we'll see you all soon.